man, Tamir, I've been going through this list here, and I feel bad now that Curry put his list out because there was a lot of similarity there. Like, I was trying to think of like a great bruiser type character, and like I pretty much had, and I was including PCs in this for the record. I mean, I don't know if you didn't want me to or not, but I figured these were just mainly for fun anyway. But like I had it narrowed down to like Mr. Bash and Haiku, like Sean's Haiku, because yeah, I think he's just. I can't remember exactly where he is. Like if he's in a power slump at the moment, but I just know at his peak, like having a Saiyan around at that level is pretty beastly. Um, but yeah, like between those two, Bash is, as Kari said, like Bash is a great hero, and then he can take some punishment like no other. Beyond like the other stuff he brings, like I actually didn't know about so much about like the piloting and things like that. Um, Healer, I had it like it was tough because we've had some healers that we know. Like I was giving the nod to Kira until that movie we had with in Real World Con where she turned down Cass and like a some sort of ability to heal, like to have a heal off, I guess is the way it was described. And I was like, I kind of lost a little respect for her after that as the player and my perception of her, because I've seen her in movies and stuff like that before, and I'm pretty sure I've read their game. But yeah, like the whole ancient angel thing, like her he like it's tricky because like you could look to someone like Nexus or like Alex with his cosmic healing. Like cosmic healing is everything, but like it's restorative healing, whereas Cass is a deeper level of unfolding and kind of like I guess like your core, your key makeup, being able to fix things that are like maybe even more mystically based, like the whole like every time we run into X, like X and Cass run each other, it's like there's so much wrong with him that it takes so much time to do. So it's like he like do you pick like the on the spot healer, because we got a couple of those. Like I said, Kira would be fine for that. Like she would probably be my pick. But even then, like I don't want to sleep on people like Nexus or Alex. Like that, like because cosmic healing. Like I said, I know Nexus was talking, or Sean was talking about what Nexus's healing abilities and everything like that, being an order member. But cosmic healing in generations is everything as far as. But like the thing that kind of stops me from it is, it seems like it's just restorative. Like yeah, you lose a limb, they can fix you up. Cass can probably fix you up a little bit more time, but he can do a lot more when it comes to maybe even like unlocking some powers and stuff. Like there's a couple times where I run into things where I can unlock some powers or unlock some potential for people. So I'm gonna have like Cass as kind of like the behind the scenes doctor. Like he's never gonna see combat or anything like that. But I know this list is gonna seem really self-serving because I got a couple of my characters on the list. But I like my characters, so screw you guys. No. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna give it to Cass, just because there's some stuff that I've kind of garnered from him from playing him that might put him above a lot of the more traditional restorative healers that are like fixing your body. Now I know some, excuse me, some of these people like are fixing your soul and stuff like that too. I don't know enough about them to make that call at the moment. And like I said, I would have given it to Kira if she wouldn't have backed out of that challenge, like the one-on-one challenge for the Generations movie. Um, I'm pretty sure that was Kira. If it wasn't, then this list is just misinformed, or parts of it at least. Okay, so we have the Bruiser, we have the Medic. Sounding like Kari's list again, like the character I was looking for, like a mastermind type character, and it's rough because I was trying to put down like someone that I knew personally, and I wasn't really thinking of anyone who was outsmarting a lot of people other than Melina that I have heard. And it's just one of those ones I've heard over and over again. She's this amazing intellect, that she is this kind of this tech genius. Um, Yeah, so it's like she kind of gets the nod based on what people have said, but I personally don't know. But like I said, I was kind of drawing a blank from my experiences in dealing with a true mastermind of some sort, one that was a hero, especially. Um, Ace made my list as well. Uh, I had Ace as kind of the trump card and like the people's champion, the people's favorite. Like every group needs that. Not necessarily the face of the group, but like not necessarily the leader of the group, like the Mister Fantastic, but like Ace is like the people's favorite, I think. And but he's also like a pretty cunning warrior, and the Vanishing Blade is everything. Like it has taken down like the likes of Nemesis, who uh, is one of those everything type characters. So I think like if you're fighting your Thanos type people, like I don't know, like it's tough because Ace can be beaten and everything like that, but I feel like the Vanishing Blade as a part of a team could be more of a trump card. That technique is everything. Um, yeah, I didn't have like a true mastermind. Like I said, like Melina was like the tech, but I didn't have someone who was like a pure leader. Uh, I was kind of leaning towards Harold. I know he's not a hero. I still like it's one of those ones where Korea's seen some stuff afterwards, like where he's murdered people in front of other people and stuff like that. Like Harold never did anything bad to me, or I don't think it did anything like mirroring or like looking like an atrocity in front of me. So it's like in my mind, in my character's mind, like he was definitely like the moral gray or anything like that, but like you know, and I said I wouldn't put him in like kind of like the mastermind kind of position or anything like that, but kind of like the leader, like the Superman of the group, like the Sword of the Agents. He's got like the bubble shields. He's got a lot of crazy stuff that goes with him. Um, yeah, and as you can tell, this is generations heavy because most of my experience is generations. Uh, yeah, and like I said, Harold might be one of those ones where it's shady whether or not he's an actual hero. Uh, you know, it might be a matter of circumstance. I know he's put down a lot of powerful people. Yeah, so he's kind of a possibility pick. I really like the NPC, so that's why he kind of gets a nod. I think, and this group is kind of in my mind, this is a group that comes together and that grows together. It's not necessarily out of the box, like just the most powerful people I could think of for the position. Like I think you give this group like 1 to 3 years to work together and solve problems along the way, that they will evolve into some crazy stuff. That being said, like my next pick was Zeratul. Um, I don't know of anyone personally who nails intergalactic travel as effortlessly as he does. Now, there could be some random Solentarian out there that does it better because that's what they do. But like as far as a established character who kind of walks that path of wanting to do the right thing, wanting to try to save as many people as possible, that thing, like he fits the bill. He also brings some psionic potential to the team, and he also brings some like a lot of utility, like with the whole mimicking thing. Like if one of the members are out, like, and this is one of those ones where if you have time to kind of establish the group, he like that was one of his. I always said like his biggest enemies was the time to actually stop and learn the things that he was absorbing and mimicking. Because it's just like when you're constantly running for your life, it's like you never have time to sit there and explore or to train yourself so much. Like the training we did when we were preparing to face Legacy, it was very couldn't really do too much as far as all that went. So he still gets a nod from me. Like travels alone is one thing, um, but yeah, like he's got like some psionic potential. He can knock people out from a decent distance away. That kind of thing. But yeah, like he kind of is that flex card, but like even with his flex stuff being a bit weaker than some other people's, like he still has the thing where he can move you from planet to planet across potentially like galaxies. I don't know how far that some of the travels actually were, but like it was effortless to go back to different locations. Um, and it was explained to me that like I could find a way to do it without like I could expand myself to not need to be there first to go back to it. Like it's just a matter of like figuring that out. Um, as far as like well, it's like this thing was like it's another flex pick, but like it's like a projectionist slash one man army, and like that's Tigress, another PC. Um, like the Tigress has the Horde. He has an insane amount of versatility when it came to energy, and he had like some really cool stuff he could do with it too. Like I think he kind of fits the bill as like your black. I mean, he was definitely a bruiser in his own right. Like not necessarily a bruiser like Bash, but like he could get it in. But he had like a massive amount of versatility. So it's like those two is like I think of him like almost like a Martian Manhunter, where yeah he's not directly as strong as Superman or anything like that, but he's strong. He's not, he might not be as fast as the Flash, but he's very fast. But he also brings in like this host of other stuff that he can do, like the whole phasing thing, shape shifting, everything like that. Like yeah, like, he's got the Horde, and he's got the energy, like the energy thing. I forget what else he had, but like those are the two big things I was bringing him on board for. And worst case scenario, if you don't call him PC, we saw him as an NPC in Generations in the movie. So yeah, that's like I said. That was about where I got, but I was like, man, my list sounds a lot like Kari's. I feel bad on that one because it's like I was trying to pick the Bruisers, and I was like, I might want to give it to Haiku, but it's like I said, Bash I at least have interacted with. Whereas like Haiku on the stories, I'm like then like there's some like Melina. I don't think I've ever ran into Melina, but it's just like I've heard so much about her. The mystic side I didn't know. I didn't have anyone like when Kari said Amonra, Tamiyo's chick, that another one we saved in the in the movie there, but like who's got a lot more going on with her, anything like that. Like I was just trying to remember someone who was mystically gifted, and I was drawing a large blank. Yeah, couldn't think of anyone there. So I did want someone, like I said, someone who was kind of attuned with the mystic or the occult. Um, was I missing anyone? I think that, like I said, yeah, those are the two people. Those are the two people I was really struggling to put someone in. Is someone who is like the Mr. Fantastic, tied a group together with like crazy levels of like leadership and intelligence. Uh, yeah, like it wasn't really coming to me with that. Like someone who would be able to formulate the plan. So like that's something that my group would be void of, just because I can't think of anyone that I know personally. Like I didn't want to just rip off Kari's list even more than I already did. Like there was, like I mean, I was trying to think like even like with Bash, like I was thinking like Defender was part of Zeratol's crew, and he was he was kind of a bruiserish type and everything like that, who had like the shields and the fields, the force fields. They're not like force fields, like energy shields, and he was very much the hero type. But like I don't know that he was on that level. But again, like I said, I wasn't trying to build for like just like the out of the box most powerful, like to go out there and take on a threat. Like I was looking at a team that could come together, take on some threats and grow to, like it kind of like the story arc of the Marvel movies, where it's like they take on Loki and then they work their way up to Thanos. Like they were from Loki to Ultron to Thanos. It's like, yeah, you don't start out like going after Thanos. You probably could make a group that did that. I didn't do that whenever I had this kind of thing in mind. So that was my kind of crappy list. Now that I think back, I was like, yeah, I've got a couple of my PCs in there, a couple other players' PCs, and a couple NPCs. But like, I mean, like as far as like great heroes go, like people I think who, like I said, like whose personality would likely fit. Like I said, there's a couple, like Harold might be up in the air. I just really like the character, so like anything with him in it would it's something I would read. It was the comics that came out, even if he was being a jerk. um, yeah, so we'll leave it at that. I don't feel like this was the best list, but it's like it was kind of how I worked it through in my mind and justified it, and I was like, wow, I basically copied Kree and then added in a couple of my characters. What a crappy list.